Here's your news rush for August 10, 2026. 6 stories. Let's go. We told you Friday that Iran and Oman were close to a deal. Now we know what Iran actually wants in exchange. A senior Iranian official says the Strait of Hormuz will not reopen until the U.S. lifts its naval blockade, ends sanctions, releases frozen Iranian assets, ends the war, and pays restitution for damages. Iran says talks with Oman are progressing, but ties resuming traffic to those broader U.S. concessions. That is the difference between a shipping deal and a peace deal. Oman can agree on a safe corridor all it wants. Only Washington can meet this list. That's world news, fast. Yesterday we told you Ukraine has almost no power plants left standing. Today the story is Russia's turn. Authorities say a Ukrainian drone attack on the Russian city of Nizhnekamsk killed 13 people, including a child, and wounded 75, after Ukraine's military said it struck an oil refinery there. Ukraine has now hit 8 of Russia's 10 largest refineries, and reports say the campaign is causing real fuel shortages inside Russia. But both sides are now targeting the same thing. That means energy infrastructure has become the one target that hurts an enemy without having to hold ground. That's world news, fast. More than 20,000 people fled a lake community in a single weekend. Authorities say a fast-moving wildfire destroyed homes along Okanagan Lake in British Columbia, with dozens of people rescued by aircraft, while a separate fire forced 8,000 more out of nearby Peachland. British Columbia has now declared a province-wide state of emergency, with more than 100 active wildfires burning across the province. Meanwhile, crews in Spokane, just across the border, are only now reaching containment lines after a fire that ran for over a week. That means this is not one bad week. It is one bad summer, on both sides of that border. That's world news, fast. Former students of one of the country's best-known art schools have gone on the record about what happened there. A new report details around 70 allegations of sexual abuse by nearly 50 adults who were employed by or affiliated with Interlochen, according to former students who came forward. We are reporting the scale of the report as described by those who compiled it, not naming individuals or describing specific allegations. But a number that large, spanning that many separate adults, means this is not one bad actor. It is a description of an institution that did not catch what was happening for a very long time. That's world news, fast. A voting system used across most of Europe is now polling well in the country least likely to have it. A new poll says support is growing for moving the U.S. toward proportional representation, a system where a single district elects multiple representatives, roughly matching each party's share of the vote, instead of one winner taking the whole seat. Here is why this poll is more interesting than it sounds. Every single member of the current U.S. House was elected under the system this idea would replace. That means the people who would have to vote it into existence are the same people it would make harder to re-elect. That's world news, fast. A single missile just made every ongoing negotiation harder. The UAE says one of its ships was targeted by an airstrike, landing in the middle of active talks between Iran and Oman over reopening Gulf shipping lanes. No side has confirmed responsibility. Here is why that detail almost does not matter yet. An unclaimed strike on a Gulf ship, in the middle of negotiations about the safety of Gulf shipping, does not need a name attached to raise the stakes at the table, it already has. That's world news, fast. That's your news rush for today. Subscribe so you never miss a day.